Usually people don't think that what they're doing is boring. Let's start there. Okay. Let's start there. Let's start there. There are things that are boring.
Yeah.
And that can be boring.
Yeah.
But people don't know when it is boring. Mm-hmm. Can people have a sense of knowing when something that they do is boring?
You're in front of camera. When do you feel like you're being boring?
I'm sorry.
When do I feel like I'm being boring? When I'm not pushing myself.
Give me an example.
Okay, I'll tell you what, yeah. If there becomes a time, let's say in the art of podding, yeah, if we're not pushing the boundary of a conversation, then after a while it's boring. We gotta be expanding somewhere down the line. Even if it is just for 10 minutes.
Don't you think that's true? So you're looking at the artistry and what you do. Yeah. The artistry definitely is very, very important. I think the artistry needs to consistently push the boundaries, especially in what we do. The art of conversation, you have to sort of marriage what your thoughts are with the current climate, and don't be afraid to go to certain topics that you know you're well versed on. Yeah. Even if it might cause a little problem.
Right.
There's meant to be divisive comments in the podcast. It's a podcast. If everyone's saying, "Oh, we like you,"
there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There's a problem.
So
not everyone is supposed to love everything that you're doing. I think that's where.
But they're meant to have interest, though.
Huh?
But they're meant to have interest.
Yeah, that's true.
But going back to the exciting thing, so because you've answered that part, rebranding.
Okay.
When do you feel like, Chuckie might need a rebrand? When is the last time you felt like that, and what did you
do? Probably the DJing side.
When? What year?
I would say maybe 2-3 years ago now.
What did you do? What did you say? What conversation?
Created a brand. Why? Because what happened was, do you know what? This is exactly it.
Yeah.
I got bored.
Yeah.
I got bored.
Of seeing what?
I got bored of essentially the way that things were. I was like in a certain scene doing a particular thing and it got a bit boring and it got stagnant for me. And then I got to a point where I used to always say, do you know what? I don't even really see with the music thing. I want to do it because I just want to do it, not because I have to do it. So I was just out of it. But I'd always say, I'll be 90 years old playing music at a house party. I'd always do that. But I was just getting bored of that. So I was trying to figure out,
What was to keep? I'm going to divulge into it and just find out.
What was happening?
Specifically, yeah. What was happening that you felt was too repetitive that became boring?
It was just the same. Okay. And I'm saying this with all due respect to the people that was in it, yeah? But it was like, it was just the same parties over and over again with the same people. They were just small parties. It was just the same thing over and over again. And I'm doing an hour here, I'm doing an hour there, I'm doing an hour here, I'm doing an hour there. But it's like, there's all of these little parties that are happening, but they're all the same. And it's just not growing.
So where did you notice that common thread of things being the same? Was it through bookings or?
It was through bookings and just being there. And I was thinking it for a good year and a half, you know, like this is just getting boring. This is like, I need to figure out what to do next because this is not really going anywhere.
So when you get to that point and it's like, I need to rebrand, who's the first person you contact?
Well, at first I had a time period where I wasn't even really doing it. I kind of stepped away from it.
Okay.
I stepped away from it. It started to slow down anyway. I started to notice that there was a change going on. So I just stepped away. And then it was a conversation. Like Hanif is a very close friend.
Yeah. Hanif, man.
He's a very close friend of mine. He's the one who's like, you know, we should do that. Have you thought about doing this? Then I'd think about, maybe I should do this. Do I want to do that? Okay, if I am going to come back outside and do this, this is the way that I envision it being. And if it's not going to be this, then I don't know if I'm going to do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Why did you give the information to Hanif?
Because he's an expert in that field.
And you trust him, obviously.
100%.
How important is it in a rebrand, if anything, whether it be through the layout of the show or the layout of the brand, to have a Hanif?
Oh, crazy important. Because let me tell you something. He is like very direct. Yeah. He's not a man who tells you like, something is good if it's not good. He's got a lot of you in him.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he will say, whoa. Oh, you saying why?
That was a
that was a big one. That was a why. Yeah. I hear it. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I hear that. Come on, man.
Yeah, I hear it. Bro, still. That was a why still.
Come on.
But though, yeah, he's very much like, nah, that's not good, or this is sick. No, that is, we should do this. Next time we shouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? That didn't work. You need some of those. You need somebody that is going to come around and say, that didn't work. I didn't think that was, I think we should need to do this a bit better. Or we need to bring this person in future. Because that person's not really doing it. We need to do, you know what I mean?
Can you give me an example within the past 3 years where if Hanif wasn't there, that significant change wouldn't have happened?
The significant change.
Or his influence on the situation where you're like, yeah, I'm so glad we had Hanif there.
Do you know what? I think it is his. I think that it is his thought process in the vision of where a brand should go, which I think is important. Because if he wasn't there, I think that there would be certain decisions that would be made like rashly, without, and it wouldn't have been the right thing for the brand. Whereas him and his expertise would come in and be like, "No, we shouldn't do that." Me, I might have a feeling.
Yeah.
I might have a feeling. I don't know if that really feels right, but he'll come with a fact of why it won't work, or why it should, or why we should do it. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's not to say that we don't not get. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's times where we just don't. We don't agree on a couple of things, but that's important too. You know what I mean? Like, I might not agree on something, but you're the expert in this, so let's try it. Or if I'm really anti it, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Chuckie, you need to do that sometimes. You need to do that sometimes as well. That's important.
Yeah.
All right, because you know what it is? Obviously, the reasons why we had this conversation, talking about music.
Yeah.
And I saw Drake went to Westfield for his new video.
Did he? Did I miss something?
Put it on for Chuckie. Put it on for Chuckie, man.
What?
Just saw the video, man. I just want you... Because obviously I would like to be excited by music. Excited when people have disappeared or... Go down. Why? Here we go. Here's Drake in Westfield.
In Westfield.
This is I need the full video. Oh, is that a leak? Was that the leak? Is that only a leak?
I saw this on X.
Above.
I don't like saying X.
Did you click on this one?
We can't play this, but yeah.
No. This isn't even being recorded.
Oh.
That's different.
I was gonna say what? I thought it's us in this.
It dropped perfectly.
Yeah, it did.
Is that it?
This is outside.
This is not the Drake I like, by the way.
This is Westfield. Look, no, this bit then. That was post.
Sorry, we started so slow, man. We'll speed up now.
No, that's cool.
Driving around. Supermarket.
Oh.
In Westfield, yeah.
So, Chuckie, my
That's what
problem, and the reason I had the conversation is like, have I seen Drake with his boys in OVO hoodies?
I just don't like the gun finger thing too
The
much.
gun finger things, and the first time I saw this Drake and it was introduced to me was headlines. And every time I see this, I think it's a bit corny, but he gets away with it at times because there's nothing really going on. But this time, whatever you think this is, and maybe it was appropriate at the time previously, like I said, headlines and the song with Heady One, when I see this, maybe it was appropriate then. But the climate that we seem to be in this year, in 2024, is, I don't think you should be too strategic. I think you need a Hanif. I think you need to be honest. And I think you need to be exciting. Because I think now the consumer, after 4 years of COVID entertainment, I think they're bored.
Yeah, I believe that, I think that, like, there needs to be, I don't know what is in that, but I'm speculating here. There needs to be an ideas guy in this. Because now, whoever is coming up with the ideas is not really... They're not ideaing. Yeah. But hear what I'm saying? There's not...
I like that. I imagine they're not ideaing.
But the thing is, it's not... Look, there's probably some real rude boys in this thing. You get what I'm saying? He's around some proper certain, and you know, Toronto in particular is not a place where you could just play games from a certain. I understand that, I get it and whatnot, and I understand that. I also understand that when you're in a level of business, yeah, whether you're a certain type of artist or you're just working in a certain level of business, yeah, you gotta have certain types of people around you, otherwise you're going to get extorted. Yeah,
You're an investment.
that is just the fact of the matter.
You're an investment.
But I feel as though we've had this phase already of my man, and I just think now, you know what? After coming out of that situation that you had with Kendrick, yeah, we're just gonna need to see a different phase from this. This rude boy thing and that, for me, it's just, it doesn't do anything for me. But I always give Drake grace because he's given me so many years of stuff that I have emotional connections to. So that's why I give him the grace. But there will become a time where I'm going to start getting increasingly frustrated. Do you know what? No, there isn't going to be a time. I feel like I'm just over that. I just feel like I'm just over it, bro. When you're ready to just come and give me the vibe of what I like, selfishly, as a fan, then I'll be over there. But until then, I'll just look at that as from a distance and be like, okay, he's just churning another one over, and it is where it is. But I just don't like that in music. I don't like it when artists just stay in the safe, just churning things over vibe. I don't really like that. And as I was saying to you before, off camera, I don't mind, yeah, if, let's say you've been away for a little while or whatever it may be, yeah, and you're coming with a project and there is a certain level of safety that is an element of your default in the project. I genuinely don't mind it.
Yeah.
But don't use that as the package to lure me in.
Exactly.
Don't use that bit, because I've seen that a million times. Yeah. Don't give me that bit.
It's too calculated. I think everything's just too calculated. I just think half of the artists that become big in the first place, it was because of a lack of calculation. And I'm not asking you to attain that. Of course, it needs to be controlled at some point. But my guy, like, the most exciting things are not calculated. So you need to figure out how within your business there is a space where you can just express yourself, and whatever happens within the restrictions of what you can't do. Baby oil. No baby oil.
Right.
So we have to make sure we know things like that. But I think things are so contrived and so controlled right now. You think you're expressing yourself. You think you're being different. You're not.
You're really bored.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm extreme. And
I hear it.
I thought it was me for a while, but I'm looking at things, and the reasons why I get bored is
Sorry to interrupt you. I thought the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
No, brother, I thought it was me. But then when I realized what everyone's doing, I'm like, rah, like, so you're not listening to that as well? But you're not listening to that. You're not listening to that. And I just think there is definitely a lack of honest conversations. And I think there's a lack of Hanifs. Somebody just needs to be really honest with you about your product. And most importantly, one thing I think that's happening, and maybe it's off the back of COVID. That's why I say COVID had a lot to do with it. We have to separate ourselves from the product, man. And
What do you mean?
Yourself, Chuckie, me. And I know there are times where it's difficult, my guy. And it depends on the way in which you've built your brand in the first place. But you have to understand, your brand, for how long it's been around, has been giving off a particular message to its consumer. And after a year, there's habits that are built, and most importantly, there's an expectancy from the consumer off the back of what you've shown. That's all you're required to do, you know. All this new stuff, you're not required to do that. And within growth and journey, change has to happen.
Yeah.
You take a look at any situation. If you're with your gal, if the past year or 2 years has become too repetitive, all of a sudden she's just going Shoreditch House a bit too often for your liking.
Yes.
She wants to mix it up. Why didn't you? So I'm just saying, within music, you're having a relationship with a group of people that have invested time in you. So the moment you try to be too contrived and too organized and think that you're fooling them, it's not 1996 where every time I see you is an interview on television and then a song that you post. We have so much exposure to you lot's life. It's almost the Truman Show. You cannot fool your consumer anymore.
Yeah.
So you're better off speaking about where you are, not where you would like to be. My guy, you're not there. We saw it on the last Instagram post. Life is not the way you would like it to be. You're better off being Chris Brown doing juices, and then we go, oh, so this is what's going on. And please don't judge me. Oh, is this what's going on? By the time you're with Young Thug, who's free by the way, doing mixtapes, we accept that you want to have fun because you've told us certain situations. And I just think, I don't know. I think a lot of these products are not really thinking about the conversation they've been having with their consumer. They're more thinking about whatever they want to think about. And I'm like, no, what was your last project? Okay, what did you tell them there? Okay, don't replicate that now. What's the evolution of that?
Yeah, because you weren't, when you did that then, you were there then.
Yeah.
But you're here now. So what does this version today look like? I don't want that because we had that. And I've got an emotional connection to that. And I'm happy about that.
So happy.
You don't need to give me that now.
Not again.
Because you know what? Not only are you not there anymore, I'm not there.
We're not there.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are we lying?
Yeah.
And do you know what makes this harder? And I understand as a consumer at home, battering their keyboard, say names. And I hear you. If we could give visual examples of what we were speaking about, this situation would be a lot easier. But the truth remains, unfortunately, it's just, you can't. Some people can, but more time, you can't.
Yeah. You have to have them conversations
off screen.
Yeah, but also you can have it with them, but like in a respectful way and not in a way where they're feeling attacked.
But you don't know them well enough. So what may be not attacking to you is attacking
That's
to
true.
EA Sports.
I hear you.
And it makes the situation so complicated.
I hear you.
I can be honest with you. Even with the Bashy thing, I was having my typical poet thing.
Yeah.
When what happened off the back of it wasn't even that much. I just tapped out, bro. Back of a touch. Do you know what? Cool, man. Like, if I can sit on this conversation, if I can sit here and say great things every week about everyone, and then say one thing I don't like, and then there's a bit of an issue, I'd rather just not say nothing. And I think that's the case with a lot of people. So then what happens is you can't even give your opinion really about the music. You can just sort of float around it because you don't want to, well, personally with me anyway, I don't set out to...
Okay, do you know what? This is what I will say.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, or?
Yes. This is what I will say. You have essentially the same type of thing that Joe Budden has. And let me land here. Criticism isn't an issue. Because you're so passionate, the way that you deliver it, people misconstrue your heart when you're delivering it.
100.
Now,
can I pause there? Can I pause you quickly
and
take myself out of it? Krypton Conan got upset with you in 2015. You didn't say it bad, bro.
I know.
I watched it, so we can center it around me and say, Kyle, your personality.
No. But I want to drive the point home so you understand what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
I don't think that you should ever change that because I think it's really important.
Very, very important.
I think it's really important, and also I actually think that even in that. Where people get upset about, it doesn't have to be about music, you know. It could be about your football take. It could be about whatever take that you have.
I don't mind that. Yeah, but I hear where you're coming from.
Whatever take you have, that take resonates. Whether they make the change or not, whether they agree or not, it resonates in some way, shape or form. And I think it is so important within our culture that you have people that are able to provoke emotion by saying certain things. Yeah, of course, I get it. Yeah, but then at the same time, you know what? I might critique certain things or whatever. Look, anyway, I had a message from I'm actually meaning to message him back. I keep forgetting, yeah. I did a pod with Pound Sterling or whatever.
The guy.
I got asked a question. I gave my honest answer, and then my man's hit me in the DM. Yo, like, it's not your forte, bro. Like, but the thing is, I understand. The thing is, I'm at a stage in my life here where I understand why you are very sensitive about that, because you've made an action, you feel justified within that, and someone is telling you otherwise, and they're on a platform talking about it, it's a sensitive thing for you. Also, if we're looking at the element of art, sometimes people are in the studio for a year and a half, 2 years. They're planning, they're doing all of this. They've spent a lot of time. They've rewritten this, and then at the end of it, someone's going to come around and say, it was a bit boring. Yeah, of course. I can see how, you know what I mean?
100%.
But I think sometimes where there can be an element of things being misconstrued is if me and you then have a debate about it, and we've talked about this before, when we have a debate about it, you get into a mode, and even me, I'm guilty of this, we both get into a mode of we're trying to both drive the point home.
Yeah.
And if there's someone that is the person that we're talking about, they're watching that, they're seeing me driving the point home about them, and they're misconstruing my heart. And it's the same with you. But I'm not changing that. That's just, we're having an honest conversation about music. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
So it ultimately it is what it is. This whole thing, the beauty about it all is just, it's very subjective. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
You are going to have your outlook on things. I'm going to have my outlook on things. And you know what? There's going to be people that are going to have the same outlook on us. The reality is, it's just whether your voice pierces through or not. And for a lot of them, their voice don't pierce through. So, you know, with the type of personality that you got, this is what it is.
100%. I've been looking at and listening to so much music and looking at content as well, and I'm just like, raw. If the market space was you had your opinion and someone can challenge it, or the other person can challenge it, find out the result, and we can make some content out of it, make some money out of it and keep it moving, I'm all for that and whatever that looks like. But that's when I say, you are not your product. Your product is just a part of you. So if I've said this on here, and you know in our real life, I ain't got a problem with you. Yeah. And you're gonna make real life and the product one, and then I ain't chatting about you no more. I ain't got time for it. I don't want the headache. I got Pickney that give me a headache. They got so much thing. You think I want this one little wonderful 2-hour session we have here with Chuckie? And I don't think I'm the only person that thinks like that. Nah. Do I think that has a direct influence on the music space? 100%. Yeah, of course. Do I then begin to see repetitive packages of artists putting stuff out? Sometimes that's not necessarily bad, but lacks that real excitement because no one's just having an honest conversation on the sofa. Because the moment you do, you might be a hater, or you're this, or you're several different things, rather than someone just giving their honest opinion about something. Yeah. Obviously, as long as it's from an educated and what can I say?
That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on.
It can't just be anything. Like,
the thing is, that's what I like to believe that we do. I like to believe that if we're sitting and having a conversation about someone's art or whatever, whether we like it or not, we're having a good reasoning about that conversation. Yeah. I think, not to, blow our own horn. Okay, why? But I didn't know how you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, come on. Two.
That sounds better. Two is right then. Right. But we come from a different place where people check for us a little bit more in regards to the artists, because a lot of them we've grown up with, you know what I mean? Or some of them have grown up listening to us. So now the point is different to whoever else is just doing a pod and having a conversation about it. They can actually push that to the side. But it's different because it's Poet, or it's different because it's Chuckie, or it's different because it's someone who they know or respect, or they respect the opinion of. So listen, I personally get it, but it does get irritating. I'm not going to take that away. I think like it can be irritating when and remember, I've said this many times on the pod, bro. If I haven't had a conversation with you when I complimented something that you did, you cannot get me if I say something bad about what you have done. You can't. It's impossible. I'm not doing it because so many times I sit here and I say this about this artist or this thing that I love or whatever. The one day that I turn around and I say, do you know what? I don't really like that. Now I'm getting text messages, DMs, phone calls, this, that. Like, that is annoying and irritating.
Because I don't feel that we're having conversation product to product. I think personal to product. That's the conversation that's being had.
I got you.
And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. If it's personal to product, then you should, that's crazy. That means how you feel is that my product and my personal should always say good things about you. And the moment it goes left, you're not going to be like, that means you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Just the frequency is not to your liking, so therefore you walk away. Now, if every single artist does that, that means you're ignoring potential advice. Not necessarily is going to be right for you.
True.
But come on, there's definitely a lot of people that are speaking from a place of progression rather than a place of just clickbait. But people just find little avenues or excuses to not want to hear it because it's almost like their pride. And like you said, I get it. 6 months, 7 months in studio, rare. But bro, like, fuck it, man. Accept it. Some of you spend 10 months in studio and what you take out afterwards is shit. And some of you spend 10 months in studio and what you get is great.
Yeah.
For me, whatever information is going to help me progress, make it greater or make it from whatever it is to a little bit cool, I take it in.
Yeah.
Take it in,
Do
man.
you know what, as well? Sometimes it makes for a good conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Brother.
It makes for a good conversation. If you've delivered a product and, you know, a section of people that you rate don't particularly like it, it makes a good conversation. Why do you not rate? Let's have a conversation about that. And then maybe you might explain something to me that I might have missed. It's not going to take away my sonical experience,
100%.
but I might though.
I
might go back and be like, oh, I hear this a tiny bit different now, or whatever it may be. Or I might not. It doesn't matter. Like, the music is music, innit? Sometimes you're going to like things, sometimes you ain't. As far as I'm concerned though, if you've been outside for a long time, as long as you give me one thing that I really like, then you're safe. If you give me that and I don't like it, and you give me this and I don't buy it, and you give me this and I don't like it, then you're in the mud, rude boy.
Now, I can ask you a question. Where else in life are you happy with that service?
Huh?
Where else in life do you go somewhere with something that you like?
Nowhere.
So then why am I going to accept it here? And I also, because you know, I think maybe my wider discussion is I'm very concerned about the music space. I'm overly concerned.
Oh, massively concerned, bro.
YJ, we brought up that conversation.
You did.
I know it pissed some people off. And again, that's not my intention. But if you do get pissed off by something that potentially might be true, it's more of a PP. You know what that is? Personal problem.
Right.
So I ain't got to deal with that. But what I will say is this. I then heard an interview on Semtex, I believe, where he was speaking to a relative of YJ and him and in Semtex. And it was good to know that someone very close to him it seemed to be someone related to him. I said, that's nice. At least I know the family members inside the situation and he can feel a little bit
safe.
But the one thing I didn't like is when he was on radio, and I understand the way his business is set. And I understand what he has to do for his business to be a success, I guess. Whether I agree with it, whole different conversation.
Yeah.
A man says, but remember, we're coming from our space. This is the space that we're all a part of, you know. And there's multiple different black experiences. But due to the fact that we're so small, you might just brand it into just about 3 with your ignorance. So it's up to everybody here to educate the consumer as much as possible. Not in a boring way, in an exciting way, please. About the nature of what we do over here. Now, I might be paraphrasing here, but I heard my man say something about it's more to do with hard work than it was talent. And he even dropped in percentages. It might have been like 80% hard work and 20% talent. And I was just like to myself, I'll be so honest with you. That's not something that exists where we are from. Unfortunately, whether people want to like it or not, there's been certain rappers are in the hood trapping, doing their thing, have not worked hard within the realm of music, but are extremely talented, make one song and their whole life changes. That's where we're from. Now, it might be a separate place for somebody else making music and a separate experience, and I'm not here to discredit that. But I am here to say, don't you dare go on radio and try and change the talent
percentage.
The talent percentage over here, like, what are we doing? What's going on? And I understand, like, but Semtex is there just agreeing. I'm like, Sem, you've been here for fucking ever. What are you doing? I don't know. Sometimes I don't.
That percent, if that is the percentage, that percentage.
It might have been worse, bro.
But
it might have been worse.
Yeah,
bro.
that percentage is off. I will say though, Angel's advocate is that like when you when the door does open, you will need to work. I wouldn't say hard. It's not necessarily hard. You got to work smart to sustain. You got to have talent, but you got to work smart to sustain. And if you don't do that, then you're going to find it very difficult to excel throughout the years. But talent is a big part of that. Working smart is a big part of that. Working hard is a byproduct, I guess, of working smart. But if you're working smart, you actually don't even have to work as hard. You're putting in the right steps. Now, let's say, for example, I know this is probably a big example here, yeah. But let's just say Dave, for example, yeah. David's done what he's done in his career or whatnot. And in the moments that he's been outside, you can see that a lot of the times he's super talented, but he's taking steps to work smart as opposed to being everywhere, accepting everything, doing this and doing that and whatnot. So when you see him, it's a special thing. If you see him doing a performance on the TV, whether it be an award show or whatnot, it's not just about, okay, let me just go and turn over a performance and leave. It's about, we've got loads of eyes on us at this moment in time. What can we do that is impactful, that is going to make people remember this? So it could be, for example, him playing the piano, there's him talking about a specific thing, shining a certain light on something. Or it could be him on the stage with Gets and Meeks and whatever, and he's got a guitar and there's fire coming out of there's just a lot of smart steps that are being made, as opposed to, all right, let me do that. And then after that, I'm gonna be here, doing this bag, that bag, this bag, that bag. Because cool, all of that will come in for a moment, but after a while, that will simmer down, and then you're out of here. Then no one's talking about you after that. Then if anything, we go back and start remembering a time when you was outside, and that's it.
Dave is so great at this present moment in his life. He can do 6 moves a year, and that's him.
There you go.
And for me, within that move, he will work hard. But the strategy in order to get there was working smart.
And being talented.
And talent was the vehicle that allowed him to do all of it in the first place. Without talent, he wouldn't have these opportunities. And the more talented you are, the more cautious you can be with your time. And I genuinely believe the less talented you are is the harder you work to make up for the talent you don't have. Which I'm not against.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not against that at all. But then I reckon there's probably more people in the world that are not aware of their talent than there is people that are aware of their talent. So if you take a look at it like that, you're probably going to hear more, you have to work hard, because less people have looked in and only looked outwards to see what they can do in the world, rather than looking inwards and saying, what is my skill set? Okay, how can this skill set be of use to the world? Most people just go out in the world and say, what do you want me to do? I'll do that. It's only a few people that go, I'm good at this. This is going to be the tools I use for life. And then everyone goes, you got to work hard. No, you don't. If you're that person that looks in, you have to work a hell of a lot smarter than the guy that's working hard. He's going out there to try and figure it all out. I don't want that to be music. I don't want you to have a song and you have to do 20 moves within a month to work this one song. If it's talent, there should be 4 moves with the right artist that allows you to be the person that you need to be. I remember at one point, 2015, 2016, maybe up to 2017, when I first saw IMDb.
Oh yeah,
I saw her.
Where is she these days?
Don't know. I saw her on her YouTube channel.
She got put a good project last year though. Sorry, go on.
Wicked. She done that. She done the colours, and she done one other thing. And them 3 moves, I saw her.
Yeah.
There weren't tons of things she had to do because she's got talent. Now it's about where do we put it strategically so we can get the most eyes. And I just want more people to look at their product like that. But with that, you have to let the people on the podcast chat about your shit, man.
Yeah, man. We don't want a boring girl. Hey. When was the last time you was bored with a woman? Let's do that. When was the last time you was bored with a gal? When I want a boring gal.
You have to go first.
When I want a boring.
You have to go first. I don't think I'm in a space to have this conversation without getting killed afterwards.
Oh, really?
Consider it, Poe.
Boring.
Bored in what area? Bored is so broad.
I've had a girl in my car who's had nothing to say.
I know bare gal with nothing to say, but I know.
And I've just found that I find that really boring. Like, we're going somewhere or whatnot, and there's it's not that she doesn't want to be there, She just doesn't have nothing really about her. She just wants to just do the cute thing, be in the car, whatever. And at one point for me, that would have been okay. But at this point, in this stage of my life, oh my God, bro. That, I can't. I just can't. I can't do it, bro. I can't. You have to have something about you. You got to. But to be honest with you, I haven't had a situation where I've been seeing somebody and bored for a while. It's like when we've come out of that situation, it's not because I was bored, it's because there was a problem. And there's a difference. So like, for example, I knew I was seeing somebody, we was together for a little while or whatever. Well, she was my girl. I shouldn't say I was seeing someone. She was my girl. But I identified a serious problem.
Which was?
I can't even.
See, a man can't. Yeah, I rate that.
You know what I'm saying?
Protect.
Otherwise, it's I got to protect. But I identified a serious problem, and for that, I was like, I know that this is, in the long term, this is not going to work. So I needed to be out of that. But I wasn't bored. I wouldn't say I was bored. I've not had one of them.
All right, my future hat's on now, man. I was being too kind. Basically, and this may be down to the guy that sometimes I choose or choose me, or we choose each other, however you want to call it.
Right.
And some of the girls, not all of them, because some of them are going to message me, but, you know, if a cat fits,
Go on.
you're not as exciting as you think you are.
I'm telling you.
Like, you think that suggestion that you made that I have to pay for and I have to deal with it, you think that's exciting? No. You think that suggestion of something that you need me to participate in not terms of being there, but in order for it to happen, I have to have an involvement. That's not exciting. I know about it. Exciting is when I'm caught by surprise. So I ask you, when's the last time you caught me by surprise? When's the last time? Because I catch you by surprise all the time. I'm so calm and chill when I'm seeing a girl.
Yeah, that's part of your bag.
One day I might
though.
just go, babe, we're going this. She's like, huh? What? So that's my thing.
Yeah.
My thing is we're cool. We live in a world where we can sustain what we're doing. I want to know that in minimal resources, we're interested in each other.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 then we get structure. But you ain't about to get the world. Because I have to, in my mind,
then we get structure.
I have to do all this work. For what? I want 50-50. I want Lamar. I want MPK. That's what I want. I want to know that I'm going to do enough to let you know it can go crazy.
Yeah.
But you have to do enough to let me know it can go crazy. This is why I end up going for Crazy Gal. Because Crazy Gal from the off show you this ain't going to be what you think it's going to be.
Yeah. They're going to catch you by surprise.
Catch you by surprise all the time. Crazy Gal are the best. I'm telling you.
I ain't had a crazy gal in a minute. Nah, do you know what? To be honest with you, I identify a crazy gal and I distance myself from them.
You smart.
But maybe one day I do need to like do the crazy. I'm quite good at identifying things and saying I don't know if this is me.
There's levels of crazy though, you know. Obviously, don't do the poet thing. Jesus Christ, you end up God knows.
Yeah,
where.
it will be mad
But
for me.
find the middle because you just need to be excited because sometimes they're
That's true.
not crazy enough for you to not deal with it. It's just that they might even end up conditioning themselves a little bit to being a bit calmer, and then you might condition yourself to be a little bit more crazy.
Yeah.
You meet each other in the middle. I swear to God, but all the girls that just do everything they see on Instagram, boring. All the things that you see other girls do on Instagram to look exciting and fun, you are boring.
I'm gonna show you something, yeah, and these lot are gonna hate me because they're not gonna know what it is, but I have to show you this.
I hate it. There's a girl that will text me frequently and say to me, "What you doing?" You can't text me every day what you do. What are you doing?
Okay, so
Excite me.
what I'm gonna show you.
I'm excited. Go on.
I don't know if there's a way to discuss this. I don't think we can discuss. We definitely can't.
Let me see,
I'm
Andy.
really sorry, but I've got to show you this.
I'm not sorry.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Serious.
Yeah, someone sent me this. But don't. Yeah.
You can trust me. Well, you can't, but you know what I'm saying. Oh! Oh my God! What's happened here? What's going on?
Bro, all I can say is, come here.
Am I gonna start?
Don't say what you've seen.
Okay.
Poet's still. All I'm gonna say to you is, yeah, that's the sign of a crazy gal.
The song's playing in my head right now.
I'm sorry, yeah. But you know what? Mark the date, and in some time to come, I'll let you lot know about it. But I had to. Look at his face.
I hear it.
Hear what?
I hear it.
Not me, bro. If a gal sends me that, I'm blocking her brother. I'm blocking her neighbor. If she works in Costco, that's the last time I go Costco. I will honestly, a gal like that can send me, and that's what I mean, Chuckie. Gal can't send me that. They cannot send me that. No, sir.
Oh.
That right there is crazy viewing. And there's exciting, and then there's, darling, do you know what? Maybe
You gone
we're just
too
in
mad
the wrong
now.
country.
You've gone too mad.
Too far.
You've gone too mad.
That's too far.
But
That's
yeah, no, I've had
way
that
too
I had
far.
that in the chamber because I've never, ever, ever.
And that's real.
That's
What was the
bro.
context though? Did you send it?
Huh?
Did you just send it, or was there that conversation behind it?
No, there was conversation behind
okay.
that. This was a while ago, by the way. But I just had this because you know when you was talking about basically we was talking about crazy gal and whatever,
Okay.
and I was saying like identifying crazy gal, and then when I I remember when I saw that, I thought yeah, this is a sign of a crazy gal. But anyway, anyway, yeah, let's move on, bro. Now let's go here. You see when you mentioned a Durk thing on the pod last week, yeah, it was so fresh. I didn't know. Really, obviously, you said what had happened, and I saw a little bit or whatever. I didn't realize how serious it was until I left.
It's a serious
Do you know,
thing.
bro? Do you know how much I've watched on it since we left? Like literally
knew
that
it.
day.
But I thought
Literally
you
that
would've-
day.
Sorry to cut. I thought you would have used your bag.
I
That's why
had
even
no, bro. I did not. Apparently, this thing was on the cards for a few days with Durk.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Like I didn't really know, bro. I know the story now.
I know, of course you did.
I know the story.
Chat to him because you know what? I love Durk, man.
This, yeah. So do I. And I'll premise this by saying this. Yeah. I hope that it's not true. I hope that this is the way that this is being blown up is not the way that it is. Because what I will say is that if it is true, if it turns out that it is true and it turns out that the way that they're painting it, that he's, you know, essentially it's a RICO thing, he's running an organization that's done this and that and whatever, then ultimately there's consequences and it's just going to be what it is. Right. But basically, what's happened is him and King Von, that's his guy. They're like brothers, yeah. Now I don't know if you know, this Don Von was on absolute smoke.
Von.
Yeah.
Von's crazy.
On smoke, like it's documented. He's murdered a few man. Yeah,
Von
but he's
killed Durk's cousin and said something about it in a song.
Durk's cousin.
Yes, Von killed Durk's cousin.
I actually didn't know that. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Bro,
and that's his guy.
Was it, bro? Do you think I killed his cousin? Bro,
do you know what he did? He duppied someone else. One of his dons duppied somebody, and they drove back to the scene while the police was there. They just drove back and just filmed it. Like that's the type of smoke that this brother was on. He's been done jail time or whatever, but he was just on. He was just moving mad, yeah. But he was super popular. Obviously, he was just doing his thing. Anyway, he's gone to a show or whatnot. I think he was either performing there. Quando Rondo was there. He's got into an altercation with this don, whatnot. There's a big fight that's happened. Probably you might have all seen the footage. They're fighting on the floor. Quando Rondo's guy, I can't remember his name now. He's come over, murked him. Yeah. But also someone else got shot in the process and that as well. Someone else got a colostomy bag and all these type of things. It's all mad, yeah. So now in this, there was a bar that that Durk said in a rhythm, yeah, where it was talking about if anything ever happened to me, the crime rate's going up and boom, 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 boom. So they're saying, well, you know that if you got licked down, you know what Von's on. Von's on absolute smoke. So if you're saying this is your twin, this is your brother, you got to go and be on smoke. So now that's how that whole slide for Von thing kept happening. And the maddest thing is when I kept hearing that 69 you, because he kept talking about it, slide for Von. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? I didn't even know what he was talking about. I knew that it had something to do with Von and whatever, but I didn't understand why he kept saying it. So now it became a thing where the internet is trolling Durk. When you're gonna slide for Von? When you're gonna slide for Von? Durk's doing interviews. People are in the comments. When you sliding? When you sliding? Anytime you're stepping out, there's a small section of people that kept doing it. So anyway, now. Quando Rondo, I think he's in LA, he's with his cousin, they go to a gas station, 3 youths jump out of a car. There's 2 cars, by the way, 2 white cars. And the way that they're following the whip, yeah, is Quando Rondo and his cousins in a car. There's a civilian car behind them. Then the shooter's car is behind that one. And then there's another car, I think 4 cars down. So it doesn't look bait. If you're driving like whatever and you're looking in your mirror, you wouldn't really see anything because you're not seeing one particular car tailing you. They're at a distance. Anyway, they've gone to the gas station. These man jumped out of the whip, started shooting up the place now. Quando Rondo's jumped in the car. No, he's driven down the road and then jumped out of the car. Someone's seen, police have come, whatever. Then there's the video footage of the police pulling at his cousin, and he's screaming out no or whatever. You can see that his cousin's being murked and that, yeah. So now Durk has in a bar talked a little bit about that and then sampled the no in the tune. He's done that, yeah. And then he's done like a couple of interviews, one with DJ Academics, where Academics is asking him like, how do you feel about this slide for Von thing? And he's like, for some strange reason, I don't hear anyone saying that anymore. Do you hear anyone saying that? Then he's like, nah. Then it just goes a little bit silent. And then he's like, it must be something in the water. And then also in the interview, he talks about like, people keep saying that I ain't slid for Vaughn and there's not been no sliding for Vaughn, but you're not supposed to know whether I've done that or not, which is true. It is true. You're not supposed to come out and say, hey, everybody, I slid for Vaughn. Man, this is some street shit, whatever. There's some get backs on whatever else. That is whatever that is, yeah? But I don't know if you know, there's an artist called, I think his name called Brick Baby. Do you know who that Don is? No. He's from LA, yeah? He is of a different gang set from Vaughn. I think he's actually the same gang set as Quando Rondo. But him and Durk are cool, yeah? And there'd been this speculation about him being the link between getting this thing happening, yeah? This Don's going on interviews talking about, you know, he's sitting there and he's like, they're asking him about some shit or whatever. And he's like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And he goes, oh, you know, but they're saying that, you know, like Von, that Von thing, sliding for Von thing, shouldn't be a thing anymore. And the guy's like mad confused. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? This was at a time where people were speculating that it was LA Dons that killed Quando Rondo's cousin. Not that it had anything to do with Durk. Yeah. He then put it out there in saying that, well, Quando Rondo's cousin. So he's like, oh. So that was... Then he kind of just diverts the conversation because the conversation starts getting a little bit mad. But a couple of times, the same Don, Brick Baby's gone on the internet and just alluded to the fact that this youth that got licked down actually wasn't LA Don. It wasn't an LA thing. This was something between them, man, or whatnot. So now...
Don't forget, Lil Durk also said it on that song, What the Fuck Is That? He goes, got it back in blood. They say something about Von got it back in blood, but y'all know that's how it's supposed to be. I remember hearing that and thinking,
yeah.
What? What are you doing? Why are you telling everyone? Lyrical lemonade, you madman.
Yeah, it's mad. So obviously the marshals and whatnot have come. They've got Durk in it, and there's a talk of the fact that they've got a dude apparently with a wiretap that has been around him for a couple of years and that. And people are speculating that it's this one Don. And someone actually asked me, why did this guy do that? Because this guy had served 12 years in prison for some next thing. Durk's apparently given him 50 racks and bought him a yard and all of this stuff. So someone asked me, well, if Durk's done that and he served time in prison, why, and 12 years, why did he do that? I'm saying, I don't even know if it's that guy. Everyone's speculating it is that guy. I don't know if it is him. But if it is him and he was wearing a wire for 2 years, then that just says to me that he was supposed to probably do more time in jail. And they've come to him and said, listen, if you do this for us, we'll get you out now. And that might have been the reason why he's done that. But the one damning piece of evidence that people are saying that they feel they have on him, is that Durk said in messages that to not book any flights or anything like that with anything under his name. But when I heard that personally, I was like, that could be interpreted in many different ways. If I come from a certain environment and all the man them around me are on full smoke, they're shooters, they're killers, these are my friends, just if you lot want to go and do what you're doing, go and do what you're doing, but don't put it under my name.
I don't want nothing.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
I'm doing this all in good faith. I believe that you lot are going to do it in good faith, but you lot are men, so let me protect myself.
He could easily argue that. And so, because of the thing is, the reality is though, that the flights that them man booked to go and do X, Y, and Z is linked to Durk. So it's linked to that. So in one hand, in the court, you can say, this is what I was telling these man. Like, I don't know nothing about that. I just said, you know, but they wanted to go LA to go and sort out some other thing. I just paid for that. I wasn't paying for it because these lot were going and doing that. But will the jury see it like that? I don't think so, because he's gone on the internet and still said, how do you know I ain't got the get back? He said in music.
But then how about the fact that if he has other texts to, because we're isolating the situation, if they can prove that in loads of texts he goes, yo, don't put my name in this, then it eradicates the possibility of that being the thing he does just for that unique situation. If that's just protocol for him, then, because it's beyond reasonable doubt at the end of the day.
Yeah, right.
So, and for me, there are still holes in this situation.
Yeah.
There are holes. It doesn't mean that he's not going to get got, but I just think that statistic about how many times people go down for a RICO case when they make it a RICO case or a bigger case, I think that's just going to get a lot worse with the introduction of rappers and relationships in different areas with the police and so on and so forth. I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated than people think. So people are going to find loopholes, because now the people that you're trying to imprisonate, not only do they have money, but they have good relationships. Yeah. If there's anything that I know, I think good relationships can get you far. So
that's true. But you know what it is as well? What made me think this year is that, like, certain people, certain artists in particular, you rise up the rank, whatnot. Yeah. You become famous, but you come from this. Yeah. And these are the guys who are around you and that. From the police's aspect, they're looking at it as this is run as an organized crime. But to these man, it's like they're not even thinking. You see, like the RICO thing, that was there. That was there to take down the mafia bosses. That was organized crime. Yeah. These were men that were like, you know what? There was a hierarchy. There was this guy, and this was a way to get this guy, because he weren't the one who was going out and shooting anyone. Yeah. But there was protocol. You was a shooter. There was all names for them and all of this type of stuff. But if I'm around, I got 12 friends, I might not even be the popular one out of that friendship group, you know. I'm not a shot caller. I'm just the one who ended up being famous. So now I got fame, I got a bit of money. I'm just taking care of man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, here's 50 rack, here's 10 rack. You get what I'm saying? Here's this, here's that, whatnot. What you go and do with that money is what you go and do with that money. I ain't giving you the money necessarily to go out and buy more guns and this, that, and I'm buying it. I'm giving you the money so you could go buy clothes, jewelry, yards, and this, that, and the fourth. But somebody from the outside will look at that and say, well, this one's a shooter, that one's a shooter, this one shot that person, this one's selling drugs over here. You're the famous person. You're the one who's got the money. You gave X, Y, and Z. They're piecing this together as you are the hierarchy of this element of organized crime, and that's not necessarily the case.
They don't. Do you know one thing I love about? I see a lot of conversations, especially about the Chris Cabba thing. The ignorance of people's perception of the world that we live in is so pathetic. They sum it up by what they're afraid of rather than what it is. So they will see a video of someone shooting. Oh my God, he's the bad guy. He has to be the bad guy. Bro, I've grown up in an area. I'm not saying you don't have to have an element of badness to shoot. But I know some real idiots that have shot guns, bro.
I'm telling you.
Real idiots, bro, that you wouldn't be afraid of on a normal one. But now, when the PR that they put around certain situations, it's just absolute nonsensical. Like, I can tell you, from my experience of growing up in these areas, and Chuckie, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a hierarchy based upon respect, age, and all of these other things, and what man had done, which you needed time to achieve in the hood. But money was a big thing to it. So the man that had done the most usually had the most money, or the most in a particular area, had a lot of money, notoriety, so on and so forth, and had been out here for a little period of time. What messed up everything is money. A rapper comes out, 17, 18 years old, got more money than fucking everyone, and now he runs and calls the shots. And it just made a very, very weird environment
100%.
For the situation. So you might think the 18, 19-year-old gangster rapper's the guy that has all the say. No, there's one you in that area who regulates the thing, and you won't even know because your perception of everything is he has to be the mastermind because of the way we consume content over the years, that the richest person runs the block. That is not the case where we're from. People need to really get that through their mind. You have to actually understand that in capitalist culture, the richest person might have the most say. But you see where we're from? As crazy as it sounds, the richest person in your crew could be the Egypt.
100 million %.
I'm being
100 million %.
real.
That
so
is fair. That's true.
And that's one thing they don't understand due to their ignorance. They look at it like it's capitalist culture.
But also, though, the other flip side to that is that the people that work and that do this investigation at a high level, a lot of the time they do know that, though. They know, you know what? You're the pawn in this, but you're still, because you've got a level of access, there's still somebody that is quiet behind you that is doing X, Y, and Z. And we need to get that person, but also we want to make an example out of you. And in fact, I'll tell you what, we know that you're so much of an idiot that when you're put in this situation, if we present you with the fact that you're going to end up going in jail for the life without the possibility of parole, what are you going to do? Sing to bits.
Sing up, dog!
Sing to bits.
Because they know that you've got everything. It's like, why would you jeopardize what you have for these people that you probably, in the back of your mind, kind of want to get rid of anyway sometimes? So, But
Durk is in a tricky situation. There's a lot of holes in it. Somebody who's really, really good at the game, which I like to call it, the game, will probably be able to expose those holes and create doubt. Because that's all you have to do. If there's 12 jurors in there, all you need to do sometimes is just create doubt with one of them. Yeah. And if you could create that with one of them, then you're on road. Yeah, but no, if not, it's actually just mad for him. And the other element of this is that in this game, not everyone's going to get away. So, like, let's say, for example, 3 people have done fuckery and then this one publicly busts his case. If this one publicly busts his case, the other 2, you might be in a strong pickle now because not everyone can bust case. And this is not to say Fug didn't bust case. He did and he didn't. He's out. But what I respect, what Fug did actually was that they gave him a deal. They gave him a deal and he didn't take it. So the deal was, listen, you can go home, but you have to say that you was a leader of a gang and that you were using your money to run gang shit or whatever, and all of that. And he was like, I just can't do that. I'll take a deal, but I can't say that because that is not the truth.
And do you know what? I don't believe that to be true, Chuckie. I'm not saying it wasn't maybe one of the things he was doing, but you can't say that's the sole purpose. Because when you're a young thug and you're at Paris Fashion Week or whatever Fashion Week it was and you're getting up and you're doing certain things, don't have him to the standard of just the cruft just doing it with no... Obviously, one thing people don't understand is circumstances people are born into are circumstances people are born into. How they got there is a whole nother conversation. And I just think, although I would prefer you to not pick up a gun, not kill people, not do all those types of stuff, if you try your hardest under these difficult circumstances that a lot of people don't even have a clue what it's like to go through that. If you show perseverance to get out of it, even a little bit to the point where you're getting up at a fashion show to fix someone's outfit, not to mention the millions of dollars this guy's actually given to the hoods in Atlanta because they care about their blocks. You can't hold them to this murderer standard that you're trying to hold them to because you have a lack of understanding of the world that they're from. Like, I always say this, Chuckie. There is no difference to Obama and half of these rappers. They've all sanctioned killings. No difference. So when you're doing the PR for these rappers because they rap about it all the time, do you know what their verses, do you know what Obama's verses is? Every single time he stands on that mic and tells you all them good things. And I'm not trying to say he's a cunt. But I know for a fact from what the research script showed me, he was responsible for getting a lot of people killed, bro. Yeah. But no one cares. Yeah,
because people shift their moral high grounds.
And because he'll put on his end of year playlist Taylor Swift. I don't care. I don't care, EA Sports. I think he's still if we're gonna hold young thugs to the standard of having to kill people born into circumstances that most people probably wouldn't even make it to 30 and be alive, or they'd probably be in prison or dead. Most of them individuals. If we're gonna hold him to that standard because of what he's done and what he's done against the ops, the people that considers his enemies. Not just random senseless killing like them little white boys that run into schools in America. Like, these guys are my enemies, and I'm not saying this right, but they're both wrong. So why can't we hold individuals that are presidents or whatever that want to bomb up this and kill this? Why can't we hold them to the same standards as the rappers? It just doesn't. It don't make sense to me. So I don't like the way they're labeled at all.
Well, I do think that the fact that Thug turned that deal down initially did speak volumes for me personally, because he'd been this trial has been going on for so long. It was going on for so long. I stopped following it. I just started, I just tapped out of it. I thought it's probably going to be a mistrial, or I just thought it was probably going to be a mistrial. But it was going on for so long. It was just getting irritating, boring. It was all over the place. There was bare arguments. There's 3 different judges, by the way. I don't know if you know that. 3 different judges. It was just getting so long. But the fact that he got offered something to just go home and he said, I can't take that one. I can't take that one. Come with something else and I'll take that, but I'm not taking this one. And his attorney, let me tell you something. Brian Still, yeah.
Brian Still,
listen, the man went and slept in jail with the Don.
Did he?
Said, bro, he slept in jail with the guy because they were saying, what was it? That's all right. Yeah. No, but they were saying,
crazy.
They were trying to eject him out of court for something. Yeah, for contempt. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So then he was like, well, if you're going to do that, then you're going to make it difficult for me to defend my client. So he asked for permission to stay in jail with him for the month so that he can prepare for the rest of the trial. Bruv. Because there was other people. I've got to give some people this as well, yeah?
He stayed in jail with the guy for a month.
Yes. When they put him up for contempt, by the way, yeah?
Real nigga.
There were actually other people that were going to come forward and defend the thing for him. But, yeah, in the end, yeah, he ended up spending a little bit of prison time with him.
Did you hear his talk as well afterwards? That same guy, sorry to cut you, Chuckie.
Brian Still.
Did you hear Brian Still's talk afterwards?
Well,
real guy. The talk after the game, the post-match interview.
When he said that, the way that he was shackled in there and that.
Brother, and he spoke about how they're not happy with the out. He didn't make it.
Right.
Let him man know, just in case.
I'm not happy with this.
I'm not happy with the gunner thing. Yeah. I'm not a snitch. I'm not happy with the fact that it's this.
Oh.
But we're happy that he's free and he can be with his family.
Well, he was essentially saying he's not happy with the verdict.
But
it's like, he's home. We're happy that he's home, but we're not happy with the fact that he's got 25? Is it 25 years probation or 15? 15 years probation.
If he catches something, he holds 20 years.
Yeah, if he catches something, so it's slippery. Let me tell you something. Tell you something.
You can't make music with none of the guys, bro.
Big
Only
man.
Gunner.
You see his probational officer. They're gonna be reading his lyrics to pieces.
Brother.
They're gonna be reading his lyrics to pieces, and look, this is where it does get a little slippery.
Wait, pause. When you say he does 20, so say for example he was out for 10 right now, messed things up, would he go in for 10? Or would he go
20. Big man, if he does something, if he messes up his probation in 14 years, yeah, it's 20 years in my son.
14 years, 363 days. Oh no, the final
day. 20 in your skull.
So if he releases a song, but in America is tomorrow, but in Australia is yesterday.
Yes.
He goes prison.
Yes.
Now this is mad, bro.
Bro, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. He's gonna. The thing is, he's gonna have to there's a lot of things that he's gonna have to change, but I think at this point you just prefer your freedom and you just figure the rest out. But where I was gonna go with this is that like there's always been this talking topic of whether they can use or whether they should use your lyrics against you in court. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a side where people say it's entertainment. It is what it is. It's not serious. Blah 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 blah. But let's go with Durk, for example. Yeah. Let's say they use what Durk has said about the get backs and whatever else. Yeah. In the case, and that is a small part of him being found guilty. If, say now, Thug now comes out and he says XYZ in his lyrics, they're going to be extra hard on him because they'd already just put somebody in prison, not for the lyrics. It was a lot bigger than that, but it was still a small part of that puzzle. So I'm curious to see musically what that looks like for him. Because they're giving him his passport. He's allowed to travel and he's allowed to do shows. All he needs to do is 4 free shows a year, really, which he says he's already been doing. He said he's already been doing that.
Yeah,
he gave he said that he did 4 shows at 700,000 and he put them in different trusts. He's been doing all that type of stuff. But musically going forward, does he make a rhythm with Gunna?
Yeah, he can. He's allowed to.
So here's my question.
Are they cool?
So that's the question I had.
He's cool with Drake and Future. He wants Drake and Future to be cool again. I don't know. Do you know what? Yeah, because we can.
Do you reckon he'll fake call it?
This is what I think it is. I think a lot of these people are doing fake calling, and even I have fallen for it. And maybe I'm wrong for saying this. A$AP Rocky's another person. Let's not forget 2 years ago.
He's in a pickle, isn't he?
Big gun charge.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, he looks like Daddy of the Year.
Yeah, that's true.
He's walking behind Rihanna.
Yeah.
His videos don't even have. They're like Tyler the Creator inspired.
Anyway, I don't want you to forget your point.
Yeah, I just think I'm seeing a lot of rappers under the circumstances do what they have to do to get free. And guess what, Chuckie? I don't wrong them. Be free.
Yeah.
Be free. You're to the mercy of everyone's entertainment. A$AP Rocky gone.
Was it 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and 1 count of personal use of a firearm? So that's old.
But that's,
here we go.
That's
Wait, what's that? What's this one? Oh, that's the same
Khalifa,
thing.
Yeah. I'm at work.
That's cute.
You want to say hello to Chuckie?
Hello. Hello. Put
Yeah.
What did he say?
We want some food. All right. Tell Mama to text me what you want and I'll get you food, all right?
Present dad. Yeah? How about that? Did I say it twice?
I gotta go.
Is that the time already? 1:06.
Yeah? Opposite hard.
No, he has not.
Okay.
Sorry about that, boys.
Okay, we could just snip that part out because it's not true. Yeah,
Wait, so
the S charge is not true.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I follow A$AP.
I did have
But yeah, so that's what I'm just saying. Just to conclude, apologies about that. I do find it very interesting that rappers are doing all of this types of stuff right now to change their image, and let them free, man. Allow them.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the catalogue's there.
Yeah.
We have the emotional connection to it. We can go to that. You're at a certain stage in your life. You can whatever.
If you want to change, go change.
You can
and
change.
live
You
your
can
life.
change now. It's actually fine.
Yeah, thank you for what you've done for me.
Yes.
If we're going to hold these guys accountable for their art and what's going on, I want the same thing to happen to all of these wankers in the other worlds, the Philip Schofields, all of these guys. They do an interpretation of what you consider to be art as well. So I want their lyrics to be held accountable for that as well. Go and do some investigations on them. And some of these funny singers that be singing some weird stuff as well within that world. I've got loads of songs I can show you from back in the day.
Yeah, because it does seem like there's a target on rappers at the moment, and it's not.
Bro.
Look, I can't say that it's all unfair because if Durk has done whatever it is that he's done, it's just you have to hold that.
You have to.
You
just
get what I'm
accept
saying?
it.
But no, don't tell me that there ain't something going on in the country world.
Come on, man.
You get what I'm saying?
And don't tell me that everything is by the letter of the law, because it's not. So if
Right.
I feel a little bit, and the people over here feel like victims due to what's happening, when they look on the other side, people are doing BFRE, like you're getting criminals and then the Prime Minister's letting them all free, and then complaining that they're happy with him. Like, there's a bit of a confusing climate to me right now. Let's not all blame it on the rappers. They have the less power and influence. They have the biggest influence with the less power. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people. But anyway, that's a separate conversation. Durk, let him free.
There's enough
He's done
people
nothing.
that were part of that case as well that are on crazy probation.
Who's that?
Remember, like, bare the people that were trying to snitch on Thug.
On Thug's case?
Yeah, on Thug's case. Bare of them that are on, like, they took loads of them took deals.
Do you guys look at the Gunna situation, the Gunna and Thug situation now, because his lawyer obviously is asked, like, can he still be in contact with Gunna? Do you now look back and say, did Gunna actually snitch or did he not snitch?
What's the name of go and type in the name of Young Thug's last album.
Is that what his lawyer said? I missed that part. Did the
Yeah,
attorney
requested.
ask the judge
So
that?
in terms of their probation, that you can't have contact with any of the co-defendants.
And they asked,
can he still have contact?
and what did they
Type
say?
in the
And what did they
album.
say?
Yes.
They said yes. Type in that album.
That must mean they're cool then.
Does it? Type in that album. Don't make it seem what you want it to seem. I want you to just take a look what his last album's called.
Business is business.
Conversation done.
Oh, okay. So
Don't
we're
I
not
just-
cool, but we can just do business together.
You think?
Vince McMahon?
That's interesting. Let's talk about that. Hold on, wait. Let's talk about that.
Millions of pounds. Do you have to like your work colleagues?
No, but okay, wait. Let's unpack that.
Go on.
If what Gunner did was severe enough, that could have contributed to putting him in jail for a really, really long time. At what point do you say, my principles are my principles? I can't.
Principles? You've got to be my... If I'm from that neck of the woods, that if I'm from the roads with this mentality I have, but the fact I'm a little bit more sinister and a bit more mean, knowing how I get emotional, you got to be my bitch. You're 100% working for me now. You think you can fuck off after I might be in prison? You're looking after my pickney's pickney. You are not going nowhere. We're locking you in death row style. Business is business. We're still doing business, bro. You think I can build you up to this notoriety, to you doing all of these things beforehand, saying you would never snitch. We get into the situation, you snitch, I'm standing strong in prison, not doing anything. Whilst you're out on road doing up songs with Tyler and Sensation, bare other things. No, run that bread.
Wait, did he snitch on...
Play the video.
Which video?
Play the video. Play the video of him in court.
No, but I remember him saying in court, they were asking him, was you a part of a gang affiliated thing? And he said yes.
Oh, and what was that gang affiliated thing?
That was YSL, isn't it?
And who is in YSL?
Yeah, but who's the head of YSL? Is it Thug or is it somebody else? Is Thug the head of it? Because that's what they were trying to say.
What are they saying in this situation?
They're saying that he was the head of it.
And what was my man?
But he didn't say, did he say that Thug was the head of it?
Do you have to say that?
Yes. No, in court you do.
You have to snitch, bro. The moment you then say, if I'm in court saying...
Yeah, he didn't say it.
What?
He didn't. Ghana has not said that Young Thug
was the head of... That's key.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Go on, let him finish.
If I'm saying YSL is not a negative gang, and you saying it is a gang... it is a negative gang.
Yes, yeah.
Forget about what my man... And then, so Young Thug's going to be like, no, we're innocent, we're good people. And then he's saying, no, they're bad. What about Young Thug? Oh,
I hear
about
it.
Young Thug.
I hear it.
What the fuck? Come on, my guy.
Yeah, but... Yeah. Do you know what? I hear
That's
you.
like me saying to you, EA Sports. That's like me, Chuckie, coming here and going, Poet, where's EA Sports? And where's my girl? Oh, they're both next door in the same room, but they don't have to be in. I'm not saying they're doing anything, but that's where they are. And then I walk out. You might not have even done anything, but what picture am I painting here? What picture am I painting here? Let's not paint the picture.
I understand, but what...
Put the brush down.
What I'm also saying is that, let's say that I make you money, Poet, and we've both been nicked.
Yeah.
I'm sure their lawyers have contacts and whatnot. So imagine you just say, you as Thug, say to my lawyer, to your lawyer, to say to my lawyer, look, just say what you need to say to get out to make us bread, because right now we're down.
No. Then that's mad then, still.
No, don't say nothing incriminating, but just say what you got to say, because look, it says here.
Yeah, but hear what EA, that is, I understand. Let me go somewhere.
Go.
Because I'm with you, but I hear an element of what you're saying, yeah? So what you're saying is that, okay, don't say anything incriminating. But what he did say was incriminating, because if you got one man saying, yeah, this is a gang that this is a collective of people that I'm cool with, that are musicians and they're my friends or whatever, and we're just on some friendship thing, on some whatever. But then another man turns around and says, no, it's a gang. Like we was doing certain things. Then already you're saying something different to what I'm saying, and it is not conducive to our freedom.
Let me give you another.
But no.
Go. Sorry.
No. In court, the juror has to hear at some point this person say he was the head of it. Because if you're testifying, go on the actually, he didn't. I don't even think he proper testified.
He didn't proper testify. My man just took the plea deal, went into court, said sorry, boom.
That's what he did.
Brother, my man pled guilty straight away. Bro, that's like... GA Sports, let me give you the only way you will understand. And if you do this to me, I swear to God, fam, you're just going to be A Sports, not EA. Come on, my brother.
Why? So it's a music label.
He said it, but he agreed.
He said I agree.
No, he never said he agreed. He agreed that.
What did he say
it's a music label?
Yes, sir, or something like that. Because Charlemagne kept...
He said it's a...
Do you remember?
YSL is a music label and a gang. I can't see that.
And he has personal knowledge.
And he has personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes. Oh yeah, see, yeah.
So let me show you. I had a reputation where people would say when we were like I remember I was 30, 31, not too far from there now. I remember man would say, "Po, nah, my girl says I can't go raving with you because you just love partying too much. You love going certain places." Now at that present moment in time, he had a choice. He could have presented me as the nice, poet only goes to safe places where it's all calm. He didn't. He presented me the way Gunna presented me. What happens now? I'm breaking up with my gal because apparently I'm the Playboy Future thing, which is true, but we don't need to tell everyone, my guy. This can be true, but yeah, you can't say it in court.
No, you're supposed to. You can't go do the oath thing and. Okay. Wait.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to go and swear on the oath and then go and.
My guy, the whole thing's a con. Yeah. Once you understand it's a con, I can swear on the oath. Yeah. I can play oath whilst I'm doing it. Make sure you tune into Future's last project. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm doing all of that, my guy. Like, I don't. This is the law.
I hear it.
What's going on? Chris Cabba's killer right now is drinking Vimto. You think this is games? Listen, anyway, that's another conversation. Pick a side, man.
Do you know what, though?
Pick a side.
Do you know what is unfortunate that Gunna didn't get to do, which I would have liked to see, is had they have presented him with the question of Jeffrey Williams, Thug, what his role was, and get him to elaborate on that. Because, hear me out, even though he's telling in there, if he was able to say that even though I know YSL to be a music label and a gang, it genuinely, it's not him who runs that. There's just people in it that are part of the friendship group that are just on smoke and do X, Y, and Z. He just so happens to be the famous one. If he was able to say some stuff in words, then yeah. But you see, sometimes in the court, they don't want that. Yeah. They just want, is it a gang, yes or no? Is it this, yes or no? So now when you're in the court, you're having to say yes, because it is the truth, but it's not, it's like you're backing me in the corner to say the part, what you want me to say.
Exactly, they're trying to back you in the corner. And not to say that I've been to court under these circumstances, but I've had to have very awkward conversations when I had a youth club with the
But you do that with me.
Yeah, but and honestly, exactly.
Poet does that with me. Is it yes or no? Say yes or no. Is it that?
And what I like about Chuckie, don't crumble. He don't crumble. He stands strong. You can't crumble to it.
I'm not saying that Chuckie would crumble in court.
Chuckie ain't crumbling.
Different.
Yeah, it was Kyle.
Yeah.
The court of Kyle is crazy. CK. And I will still deny it. It was Kyle.
I just think it's different in the court, bro. It's like, imagine.
You need a microphone, bro. But
I do. Imagine if the
of course it's different in the court, by the way. I don't want you to think that anyone's saying any different.
Imagine they defined a gang, right? Can you imagine this, right? They've defined, in the book, in the definition, it says a gang.
That's how they get you by the definition. That's how they get you, by the way.
A group of people who are together and may or may not commit crimes for the action of money. Example. And he goes,
Do you agree?
Do you agree? Yes. Is YSL that? Is it a group of friends?
Yes.
Is it a yes? Is it a yes? Do you make money? Yes. Have people committed crimes?
And then they turn around and say, "That's enough, my honor." Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm not saying
no,
that
and I'm saying I'm with you. I'm with you. Either way, the end result is the end result. I don't care if it hit your hand and went in the last minute and you won. I don't care if you score from the halfway line. Big man, the result is the result. And Gunna snitched. And right after that, Gunna released a song with, and I know people were not rating it. Gunna released a song with my man from Migos. What's it called? Not Quavo. What's his name? Cardi B just broke up with him. How can I forget his name?
Offset.
Offset and them released a song. Future had no plans for a video. They tried to make up a rumor that Future was promoting that song with Gunna. That same week he released a song. What's the opening line of the song? I don't hang with rats, that's some new type shit. Straight away, I said, okay. And Future and Gunna been having projects and songs or whatever before in the past. They ain't done nothing since he's touched road, bro. These things are not coincidence. And then my man drops a project called Business is Business. If it was all cool, why isn't Gunna on the project? If it was all cool, why ain't Gunna got a song with Drake right now?
I'm just trying to be hopeful.
I'm just curious to know why they would be asking that question. But then I guess maybe they are just
making Afro beats.
Huh?
Gunna's making Afro beats, man. Yeah. Fam, it's not cool, bro.
Yeah, and I think that if anything, it might be fake cool.
Yeah.
So, I think when Thug comes out and he does an interview, because he's going to do it at some point, they are definitely going to ask him about it. And he's probably not going to say, I don't rate my man because he did X, Y, Z. He's going to say, you know what, I respect it. He did what he needed to do out of that situation. It didn't hurt me. You know, I think the only thing that he could say that might change the perspective, which I don't think it will because of what you've just said in regards to how this whole thing played out, is had he have turned around and said, nah, do you know what? I spoke to Gunna on the phone. He was actually going to do this and I told him not to. I told him to go in and I told him to say X, Y, and Z. If he does do that, then I think that opinions of him might change. But I just can't see that happening. If they ain't... I just can't see that happening. But anyway, I say it sometimes. At what point should parents be charging for rent? 'Cause I see the internet talking about that.
Is it?
Yes. The internet is asking, should parents be charging their kids for rent? I think it was because somebody said that they were paying £200 a month at home, and somebody was like, that's a lot. What's your take on that?
First of all, Uncle Paul has just been activated. Second of all, Pickney don't know enough information when speaking about a household. They only know more time the contributions in which they make. So if you're speaking from that perspective, to say too much or too little doesn't even make sense.
Right.
You don't have enough information to suggest what you should or what you shouldn't be paying.
There you go.
You just got a suggestion from your mum. Depending on the relationship you have with your mum or with your dad, whoever it happens to be, whether he's here, that will depend whether you believe the amount of money being right or not. It depends on the relationship you have with your parents. And that's a personal problem for me. That's got nothing to do with me. So essentially, all of these people having a debate on whether, anywhere in London, you pay £200 a month, you're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I just want to let you know that. Secondly, anywhere you go in London, you have to pay rent unless it's your mum's house. So essentially, what you are getting or what you are doing is you're preparing yourself for the future nice and early. Now that's heavily dependent on how much you're making, but clearly it's time for you to learn how to budget. These are all life skills. Now everyone that shies away from that and everyone that feels that they should just be getting all the fact that it's time to give £200 a month means that you have an NI number.
Yes, sir.
Go use it.
Yeah, strong.
Go use your NI. Go use your NI. And when you use your NI number, what you have to learn is when you make some money, you have to give back.
100 million. I agree with that.
If you're 16, 17 years old, that means you've been provided for 16, 17 years.
Exactly.
And now you're upset that you're going to pay a little £200 a month back to your mum and dad.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's mad.
Pickney are too entitled nowadays. And Pickney are becoming too European. You're
people
not growing
also
up in privilege. You're
people also just they don't take into consideration circumstances and that, like, you know, even off of what you said, which I completely agree with, is that's like not everyone's parents is up like that.
Nah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, things are difficult for parents as well. So even off the back of that, why would you not even want to? Yeah, that's one. Like, why would you not even want to? But two, I think even if your parents are in a decent position, like, I know that there will be some parents that won't do that because they're in a really, really good position, and they just would, what they would prefer is for their child to just save that money. Take that money that you would pay in the rent or whatever, save for your future, because your future is going to be really important. But even off the back of that, do you know what I would say? If your parents are in a good position, or you're in a good position as a parent, yeah, and your child is living with you, and you understand that saving for them is important, or getting property for them is important, I would still charge rent. Yeah. I'd still charge rent. I'll tell you why. Because you need to get into the habit of peeling off. That's one. Every month, regardless of what you want to do, buy this, that, and the fourth, yeah, one, you got to peel off. That's what we have to do in life, yeah. And secondly, off of that is like, once you do that and you get into the routine of actually having to pay a bill to live, because it costs to live in here anyway. Even though I'm in a good situation, it costs to live in here. Electricity, food, this, that, cooking, this, all these type of things. What I may do is, and what some people's parents do, these are ones that are more in a privileged situation. I know one or two people's parents that have done that, is the money that they've contributed over the years to the rent, later on, when they've got to a certain age, they've given that back to them. They've said, here's the money that you paid me, I just put it in a savings account. Now you can put that towards buying yourself some property or whatnot. All you need to do now is just to keep that ball. Obviously, it's a lot more money that you're going to have to pay. Of course. But still, you've been in a routine of actually having to pay money. But I say all of that to say this: pay money. Give them. If you're staying with your parents or you're staying with somebody, peel off. How much you give that's relative. Like, how much you give is relative. But peel off. You can't just be staying in the yard for free like that. Unless though, if times are hard and you ain't making no money, then that's a whole different conversation.
And you can allow that, and you can give little grace.
You can give that's just your child, isn't it? I'm going to give you some grace for that. But if you're making some money or whatnot, and you're living in the yard, just something, a contribution somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
There's people I know very well. You could tell them go buy kitchen towel for their house that they're staying with their mama. They're complaining. Listen, I'll just tell you straight. The generation of people beneath me and my generation understood the worth of looking after your family. But we never really maybe understood the worth of looking after ourselves. We knew how we could be a contributing factor. We never knew how to be the contributing factor. Yeah. But we could be a contributing factor, but not the. Whereas the generation of people growing up now have empowered themselves. They know how to be the contributing factor. But how do you become a contributing factor? How can you just work alongside people? We've already seen how you can do your thing. There's so many younger individuals that are so sick at what they do, but they're also part of good teams that people don't see. And I just see that, for example, a couple of my relatives, a couple of my close friends, the way they operate, especially them Nepo babies. Jesus Christ, this entitled attitude that everything should be given to them. Go use your NI number, go give your mum a little money. Go give your mum a little money, little gas, little electricity and little milk in the fridge, little bread in the fridge. Or in the bread bin, wherever you
put something in the fridge, man.
That's the new thing. Put something in the fridge.
What have you got in your fridge at the moment?
Right now, just prime.
Treat yourself, man.
Brother, man,
Treat yourself, man.
Nah, I did, man.
I'll be honest with you. My fridge is not like... My fridge... I'll tell you one thing that my fridge consistently has, though, randomly. Eggs. Yeah. My fridge always... I don't run out of eggs. And I don't run out of... yogurt. There's a certain type of yogurt I like to have with granola.
Greek one.
That's always. It's not Greek though. It's a different one. I can't remember what it's called. Sky. Nah, I always have that.
Sky.
I've got milk. Those are the three things that I always have in my fridge. Everything else is interchangeable. A couple vegetables, salmon. I might have in there.
Salmon.
Yeah, salmon. Right there, right now, I got salmon in my fridge. I'll tell you what I got in my fridge right now. I got oat milk. Coconut milk, because I use that for smoothies if ever I do that. I got eggs naturally. Nah, not that one. Nah, man.
That's ski.
Nah, I don't use that. I got some vegetables, salmon. I got sweet potato in there that I need to use because that's gonna go off in a couple of days, and you know what I'm like. And what else? I got normal potatoes in there.
You got bare things in your fridge, but you can cook though. What else you got in there?
You got potatoes in the fridge.
Yeah, do you know what though? They're not like they're diced potatoes that had already got the garlic and all that type of shit. I bought them from Tesco's.
Okay.
So you know, like the ones where they're already done. All you got to do is fling it in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
so
can
you
even put them
cheat.
in oven.
Are you,
I mean,
you cheating?
what are you talking? Yeah, I ain't done it myself,
can't cook.
but I can.
You lot
Yeah,
are
of course I
cheaters. You
can.
can't cook as
I
well,
can.
fam. You lot are cheaters, bro.
Yeah, I can cook.
Whatever,
My
man.
potatoes aren't in the fridge.
What's that?
No, these potatoes are they have to be in the fridge.
Why can't you prepare it properly? So I'm saying you man can't cook, fam.
Yeah,
I've
but
cooked it.
convenience, bro. I can't bother to do everything, bro. I can't bother to do everything, bro. Huh?
What video? Yeah, send me a video.
What of you cooking?
No, so I started this like pilot show, and my mum cooked 15-minute healthy meals with me, and we cooked.
So she cooked it.
Yeah, but we together.
So
And you
you're
just
gonna
stood
send
next to
me?
her.
Thank you.
I'm gonna send it so you can watch it and you can cook it. It's literally 15 minutes. There's a timer. You can do it.
But what?
But can you do it?
Absolutely.
You're standing next to your mum while she's cooking it, but she's cooking it, but you're just standing next to her.
Why would I do it?
You're just standing next to her,
Yeah, man.
but you're not cooking it. So how are you
So
gonna?
why are you there?
How are you gonna tell him that you're gonna send it to him
Thank
to cook,
you.
but you're not cooking it? Really? I'll tell you what should have happened. No, wait.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what should happen.
Finally.
You're supposed to be in there with your mum cooking it,
Yes.
and she's telling you
What to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you cook it.
I'm chopping as well. Pause. So
That's crazy.
Nah, you can't be
No,
chopping your
I
mum.
think no, my mum cut down. I cut the tomatoes. But my point here is that
You're chopping your mum.
That's crazy.
Disgusting. You're absolutely disgusting.
Stop
Like,
it.
Saint Peter, put that on the record.
Yeah.
You're gonna get pulled up on VIP for that. Listen,
Who's VIP?
Heaven,
Oh man.
it's gonna be on your record. No, what I'm saying to you is that if you watch this, you can make it. It's a guy.
But you ain't done it.
No, I do it all the time. I always make those foods.
No, but you're standing there not cooking it. I tell you what you do. You cook it and send it to him and show him that it can be done. Because the thing is, it's off-putting. If your mum's doing it, of course
you're
your mum could do
just
Why
that.
don't you listen to me? Why don't you listen to my mum?
Because
I don't know your mum.
because your mum's standing there watching you do
You
it.
know my mum, bro.
You're
Guys, I
watching.
don't know your
You're
mum.
there with your mum. She's watching you over. She's overseeing it. So he knows. I will know that's certified because your mum's showing you what to do, or whatever. But you're cooking it, so I know if you're doing it and you're not really that experienced in the kitchen. Okay, cool, I can do that. Or yes, you've got the assistance of your mum. But if your mum's just whipping it up and you're just standing there, then that's the experience of your mum
Chopping.
whipping it, chopping it.
You're moving crazy.
Hey, what else?
Whilst you're cooking eggs.
Is that me? Is that mine? What else in the world is going on before we leave it quickly?
I've got some interesting things, you know. I found some interesting things. I should have been doing howlers, but people just allow me, man. There's a lot going on in life right now. Howlers will be back. But I did find some interesting stories.
I'm gonna find out if Keir Starmer lied. By the way, I'm gonna come back on that one then.
Oh yeah, I saw you tweet that. I didn't know what it meant, but I wasn't meant to ask you today.
Well, you'll know when when the tax season starts coming back again.
I heard the tax is
I'll tell you
crazy
what.
because it didn't really Sunak say something about the tax is going to be mad. Anyway,
He did say that.
now are these stories true? Are they lies? I don't know, but I'm going to give you 3 of them. I do find them quite interesting.
This is
I'm
a good
gonna
game.
Say to stories to Chuckie and to EA Sports.
This
I just
is a
wanna-
good game.
Just want to hear what they want to say about these stories. A girl attempted to poison her boyfriend. I imagine he cheated on her
It's
by
true.
putting poison in pepper soup. But 4 of his friends have ended up eating it with him. Tragically, all 4 have passed away.
Oh
I
shit!
just want your views. Just want your views.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Accidental. She's an accidental murderer. She's an accident murderer. But that's crazy.
No, one was on purpose. 3
Yeah, one was on purpose. Yeah, one was on purpose. That's mad. That's mad. Because you know what? That's got to be crazy. I'm sure that's happened in a few places in the world, you know, where they said, you know what? I'm sick of my spouse, you know? So here what I'm going to do. I'm going to fling 2 anthrax in this today because they're going to come home from work. I'm going to put this in the fridge. So when they come out now, they put it in the steamer or whatever. They heat it up, however they heat it up now, yeah? But little did she know when she went out to go to yoga or Pilates that my man came back with a couple of his brethren and a cousin and said, oh, do you want some food? Here what? You can have some of mine. Next minute now, bare seizure. Bare people just stiff up in the front room. That's crazy. Yeah, so I think it's true.
I don't really like the fact that I don't know whether it's true or not. I'm just throwing these stories out here.
I
Oh,
saw the video of the
So
bodies, bro.
I
Oh,
heard
you
the
saw
story, yeah,
them?
they're all down.
I watched them. All of
all
them lying down in bed, finished.
Dead. But then it's just a
they're
video.
all lying down in bed together.
They're filming. The police are filming them. Yeah.
They were just like,
Oh, so they weren't in bed because I was gonna say that it was one hell of a night.
You're about Egypt.
What they came home together, ate food, and went, and the 4 of the man went to bed together. Wait, were they in bed?
2 of them were. They were like,
2 of them was in bed.
Yeah, 2 of them.
in the same bed
In the
together.
same bed, yeah, laying down. Like they got killed, man. It's peak. But
No,
other
I'm just
people that
assuming that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to expand on that more. But yeah.
There's another story I want to expand on.
My humour's
You tell me
too
what
dark
you
for
think
that.
about it. I'll just tell you what happened. Basically, Ray J was minding his own business, as he does. And Vince Staples told us a long time ago, one of the most important people in our culture, I say our because we're all black, is Ray J. And you lot are going to learn today. It is Ray J. He was about to get rushed by P. Diddy, 3 children, and 5 of his friends. And I want, because Chuckie knows I can see the smirk. Yeah. I want you to try and tell me who you think stopped it.
Who stopped Ray J?
Getting beaten up by
8 boys.
8,
3 of them
8.
were.
Just give it away.
No.
Who's the most aggressive R&B singer in the history of
Yeah,
R&B?
he did give it away.
I can't believe he's the hero.
I can.
Tell me.
I think he would have just seen it and said, "Nah, man." I think Chris Brown fucks with Ray J.
He does.
Yeah,
he does. Everyone does.
And also, I think he probably fucks with which one of the sons? Not Christian, the other one. What's the other son? The other younger
older one.
No, the younger one.
The in between one.
I can't remember the light skinned one. Justin. Yeah, Justin.
Justin.
Yeah, do you know what? Nah, this is all a bit too mad. And also, and do you know what? To be fair, not even that, yeah. When Chris Brown was going through what he was going through with Rihanna, you know he was staying at Diddy's house for a little while. I mean, that just sounds mad now in hindsight.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, Diddy took him in.
He did.
He took him in and like, from what we know, he's taken him in, looked after him, whatever, because the world was obviously on his shoulders and that. And Diddy talked about it. He said, yeah, like, he came to live with me for a little while. Don't chastise him. Like, everyone makes mistakes, blah, blah, blah. So I think even off the back of that, it's like, I can't let these men do that. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you, but at least we know why Diddy did it now. Anyway, the next one I'm going to throw in. That's for you to hide it like that, Diddy. Damn it, I had it in my mind. That's it. A video has come out about a documentary that a female artist is actually putting together. This female artist is a rapper, and it was somebody that I guess me and Chuckie kind of questioned a few times over here. Mm-hmm. I now want to know how people view the situation, if they care. Don't jump out your pram, you don't have to. Megan Thee Stallion has admitted on camera to the world, hopefully she told her family first, that she slept with Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
She says once or maybe twice. And she says it quite loosely.
That means 5 or more, by the way.
Times it by that, isn't it, for real? Now, I just want to throw into the equation, am I right in saying these are accusations she denied?
Yeah.
To the court?
Yeah. I don't know if it was to the court, but she denied it in an interview with Gail, whatever her name is. Yeah, she asked, did you have a sexual relationship? And she said, nah.
So she would have said that. So I imagine if they ever spoke about it within court or within her lawyers or what have you, the public perception would have been we say no.
Yeah.
But then you've changed that after the man's been... Because all I'm saying is I just feel like is in court or there is about 10 pieces to a puzzle and they're just trying to get as much of them as possible. And depending on the information you get, depends on whether you should put that piece of the puzzle there.
Did she testify? I don't remember if she did. Check,
I don't believe she
did.
did.
I don't think she testified. I don't think she got understand. But
I just
but
think
what it does do is it presents an element of doubt, because I hear it. People say, "Oh, well, yeah, she lied about that," but it doesn't negate the fact that he could have shot her. And it's like, well, yeah, I hear that. You're probably right in saying that. But though, it does raise doubt, because it's like, why have lied about that? Like, why have lied about that? When you lie about, when there's a situation that is so, when you've got a situation that is so serious, yeah, and no one's really owning up to anything other than she's saying a side of the story, your story actually just has to be straight, and it's just got to be consistent all the way through. And in that way, people can make up their minds. But if it turns out that you've lied, then it makes things really sticky. When people are using footage of Tory saying sorry while he's in prison, but the thing is, even that is still techie, because Tory, this is not me saying that he he didn't do it, by the way. I'm just saying that you can't use that footage of him saying sorry because he's not saying sorry to that. He's clearly not saying sorry to that.
No.
In that footage, he's essentially saying, I'm sorry that this is what's happened. I'm sorry that we're here. I'm sorry that we're here. Obviously, I was chopping the both of you. You two didn't know what was going on. Look, I'm sorry that, you know what I mean? I was doing what I was doing between the two of you. Now we're just in a mad thing.
Situation.
Yeah, but like, could you just do what you need to do to get me out of here? And I'll be grateful for that. So you can't really twist that because he didn't say sorry for that. If you're using the audio of him saying, yo, like, I took my thing out and it just got a bit mad and I'm sorry, then now that's a bit more damning because he's saying he had a strap on him and he's saying he's sorry for shooting, but it's just all a little bit bad. And I think it doesn't help that she came out and said, while it's already a bit divisive, it doesn't help that she's come out and said that, in fact, I lied about that. Because let me tell you something. You see, in court, yeah, that's the time where they rip you to pieces. When you get cross-examined, yeah, and you tell one lie, yeah,
Game
they
over.
are so onto you. Because they will just ask you, yes or no, did you lie?
Why?
Did you lie?
And
If you say yes,
why did you lie?
jurors, did you see that? So
For real.
why should we believe you now? You lied about this. Why? Why should we believe you now?
What are you trying to hide?
Yeah.
If you tell the truth about that, what does that open? What does that bring? And the whole thing is, that's why I say in situations like this, when it comes to a situation like throwing a man in prison, bro, like if you've got a lie to do it,
But if he did do it though, he's got to hold that still.
brother, whatever the truth
You
is,
just gotta
we're all got to hold the consequences up. But I just feel the nature of the relationship between the person that shot, the person they shot, I feel, and I could be wrong, I feel it's important information.
Yeah, it's necessary, but I don't think it changes the fact.
What's that? No, in terms of, remember, because you're trying, one person saying it happened, one person saying it didn't happen.
Right.
So if I'm saying I done something to you, you're saying you didn't, they never happened or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't it important to know the nature of our relationship to try and figure out why we could be saying these things?
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you've lied about some information, that leads me to believe you might have not confirmed that there was a situation worth speaking about in the first place. I could be wrong,
It
and
helps-
I'm fully
it helps
aware of
paint-
that.
it helps
But
paint
the
the
moment
picture.
you say they're having sex, it does change the dynamic of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it changes everything. He doesn't go to prison. I'm not saying that. But there's clearly a reasons why you chose not to say it.
Well, also it also, to be fair though, what it does do to somebody who doesn't know anything about this situation is it could reinforce the fact that he did shoot because domestic violence is the real thing. So somebody who's really ignorant to it, if then they find out, oh, you was actually really a couple, then they could easily put that in the bracket of, okay, then you could have just been one of them dons who just got mad and shot at your missus.
So then why would I not say that? If I want to get you in prison, I've already said that you've shot me. I clearly want to get you in prison.
Yeah.
So why would I not say anything to support my case? Now, if an individual has that
What do
trailer
you mean?
thinking,
Who?
the trailer thinking you have is, oh, they must have done it now because they were fucking. But the person that
Yeah,
said that
yeah.
they were fucking didn't feel the need to give that information at the time. And if that was the information that
Yeah.
would get it over the line, then why didn't they say it?
No,
the whole
I'm saying
I
that
know,
as-
but I'm saying the person that thinks like that,
Yeah.
they can't. Because if your if they what they're thinking is correct, oh, they must have done it because they shot. Megan chose to not give that information. If you two were on the same page, Megan would have given that so you could have gone prison.
Yeah,
And
no,
nobody
but
lost-
what I'm saying is you mentioned by her giving that paints the picture of the dynamics of their relationship a little bit more.
Yeah, it does.
So in that, what it could do is to somebody who is outside of it, they could sit and say, "Oh, okay. Well, if you two were together, then that could give him a reason to do that." The same way, it could work both ways.
I just don't think it. I just think it would be a stupid person to think that.
So I just found this. It was like, so she said the row started when she mocked Lane's musical talent.
Yeah.
So she's cooking.
You don't have a mic, so
That's
you have
true,
to
though.
talk loud. bro.
So she mocks him after she made the musical talents, which is true.
It works in her favor to say that they had an intimate relationship
Right.
Of course.
because the vulnerability.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying to you. Like,
And
to
advising-
not. If that was going to make, if someone's telling me that information confirms that there probably was a shooting, why would you not say it?
Maybe because she didn't want.
Nah,
to
bro. It's
and there
because
was enough out there to put him in prison.
my bro. Honestly,
No. She's not.
bro,
She wouldn't have been thinking like that.
Honestly, there's a lie there somewhere. We'll never know what it is.
Yeah.
But there's 100% a lie there. And the person, I don't even want to throw out there too much because I love him. And I'm not afraid to say I love him. I don't care. Jay-Z is a man that I love. I do love him for... I've got his music on like vinyls. I've got CDs.
You're saying he's part of the fuckery.
But I'm just saying... when I found out about... When I done research into A$AP Rocky's case, I said, oh my God, he's gone. 2 years later, he's Father of the Year. And he's with Rihanna. And who's Rihanna been being looked after?
Yeah, Jay, but I don't... You think
Then
that
we've
Jay-
got Megan Thee
What are you
Stallion.
talking about?
I'm just saying Jay-Z, man. He's
guy mad.
dangerous, bro.
You're going mad.
What? 50 Cent started saying it today.
Did he? Is that what he's saying?
50 Cent yesterday said to them lot of Hot 97, so when Jay back up here, huh?
Yeah. I
Oh, it's
did
going to
see
be
him
a
say that.
hot summer. I'm just
He's
saying.
hiding.
I'm just saying that sometimes.
But maybe Jay is not hiding. Maybe he's just being a 50-something-year-old man chilling in his yard with his family.
Or
There's
maybe
no music. There's no none. But also, he's a businessman. He's
he's a
doing his thing.
businessman.
He's a
So
businessman.
hard to get Meek out for Diddy.
Huh?
He fought so hard to get Meek out for Diddy.
Who? What do you mean?
Jay.
Yeah.
It
well,
begins to make sense.
make
I'm joking. Look, listen, Jay-Z's not a pound to be played with, fam. You end up going to New York and you thought no one saw. One guy saw the podcast. Now all of a sudden I'm locked. Yo,
Jay will come out one day and talk some stuff anyway. But every once a year usually he goes on a little Twitter rant.
space, Twitter rant.
All right. Well, listen.
Shout out my jammers party this week.
Did
Shout
you
out
go?
Suspect. Nah, man, I got the youths, man. Like,
Are they here?
yeah.
Oh, that's why they say they want food. Okay. Yeah.
Papa, when you
No,
come
the only
out-
reason why I thought because you got them food last time and they wasn't even here anyway. So.
Come on, 'cause I'm
Present
not-
dad.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
get what I'm saying? Present dad. Oh, you know what I found kind of interesting? I was listening to Tyler the Creator's album. Yeah,
Have you listened to it?
I have. Yeah,
Is
but
it
I
good?
I did think. Did you hear what his mum said about
It's in the second. Oh no, the third or the first.
I can't remember the song, but she talked about like, listen, your dad did want to be around. I just was bitter, and I stopped you from seeing him essentially. And I thought that was so
way.
interesting. Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I have never in my life heard a woman actually say that. You know, like I didn't make the best decision. Like I was bitter. I felt this way. I stopped you from seeing your dad, and your dad did want to be there. Like.
No
I've
way.
never heard anyone say that. And yeah, that's on the project. And that did make me think, yeah. I wonder what a conversation like that between two adults now would be. So say like with him and his mum, if his mum said that to him, obviously he's an adult now. I wonder what that conversation looks like. Because there's a few people that grew up without a parent, possibly their dad, where their mum had stopped them from seeing their dad and they were made to believe that their dad was the bad guy or was unable to look after them or whatever it may be, yeah? When in fact they were just bitter, upset, jealous, whatever it may be, and they stopped them, yeah? What's that conversation like when you turn around and you say, you know what, in hindsight, it
wasn't even like
It
that.
wasn't even like that. Like, I wonder how the dynamics change. I wonder if they do change. I wonder what... I'd love to be a fly on the wall to hear a conversation like that.
I won't go into too much detail, but I can say to you, I had a similar conversation with my mum. Because my dad went there for me when I was younger.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know what. That nigga was outside. He's doing his thing for
But
the
was
community.
he trying to be?
Big man, I've got the DVD where he's trying to leave my christening.
Okay. Yeah, but
He's
but
not
that's-
trying to stick
that's
around for
different.
whatever reason. Do you
that's
know what I'm
different.
saying?
So
And-
he's actively wasn't trying to be there at a time.
Bro, he was there for the promo, like the PR run. Outside of the day to day, I didn't see my dad. I wasn't around my dad. I had a childminder, all sorts.
But do you think it would be different if your mum said that?
But my mum told me the reasons why, and I won't dive into the reasons why.
Right, yeah.
But when I heard the reasons why, I said, I get it. I wouldn't have been around. I get it. And it made me, because all you ever heard was the story from my nan and my side of the family. Ah, yeah, Papa, this. It's like, ah, cool, whatever. And you play off it. And then one day, my dad never said nothing. Even when I started chatting to him, he never said nothing. He never, ever said nothing. My mum told me one day, I looked at my dad like, you're actually a OG. You didn't even tell me the reason. You just, and when I said to you, why are you saying something? He's like, it's not my story to tell, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
He was more concerned with that he's here and he just doesn't. He always says, I don't want to say nothing to you about your mum that makes you think differently about your mum.
100.
If your mum wants to do the same thing to me, fair business.
Right.
But I'm not doing that to you, to your mum. I know how much you care about her. So I don't know. That man is up.
Yeah, I respect that. That's how my mum was about my dad still.
Oh, she's done the same thing?
Yeah, she was like, nah, I'm never gonna. She never, with all of the things that I know now, my mum never ever spoke ill of my dad.
Oh, my mum did.
Oh, okay.
Consistently.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, it's the same
stops.
thing. What I'm saying is the same thing, but the other way around.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like your dad, essentially, it seems like what you're saying is your dad could have said some stuff, but he just said, you know what? I know how much you love your mum. I'm not going to do that. Whereas with my mum, it was the other way. It was like, I know how much you love your dad, and also it's important that your dad is around. I'm just not going to, you know what I mean? You have, as long as you're safe.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And the killer is, though, at the same time, I don't even, when the woman has said bad things about the guy in order to not keep them around there, I don't wrong them as well, you know. I don't wrong them as well. Because in my perception is whoever the parent is of the child in which I have, we're both sticking around and we're both going to figure it out. I don't care. Like, you're going to hate me, then you're going to love. I don't give a damn. We're sorting this out. It's our responsibility. We ain't shying away from it. But if a woman goes, listen, I don't even know what type of dad you're going to be. You might be great, but I'm too young to even have enough life experience to understand this. And you've treated me like crap, so I don't need that around my picnic. I'm out. I do get it, even if they misjudge it, because their whole thing is...
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You're around my youth. Like, it's bad enough me and you being idiots together, but now the picnic's there. I don't know if we can do that, you know. Let's create distance, or I don't even want to be around you, or let me get my head... I'm not saying it's right, by the way, but do I understand why someone has a child in their stomach for 9, almost 10 months, actually 10 months, and then they bring this child into the world and they're so attached to it, they're just like,
yeah, this is mine.
I don't know, you know, I see the way you operate, I don't know.
Yeah, so I hear it.
I get it.
Yeah, it's true.
It is up to the guy to a certain extent. Like for me, it was like, all right, cool. Well, let me brush off my thing and show you if I stay here. I'm not going nowhere. I get it.
Do you know what? This is not even a rebuttal, because you're right. But it's so hard. Must be so difficult for a man, yeah, who, yes, I know that I do whatever type of fuckery that I have done or whatnot. Yeah. But in this situation, this is new for me.
It's separate.
This is a whole different thing. Yeah. And this is ours together. And you are actively just taking the child away from me because of you're either being cynical or you're being overprotective or you're jealous. You know what I mean? I ain't even done nothing wrong. I'm out of the relationship. We're not together. I'm doing what I'm doing. You can do what you're doing. You know what I mean?
I'm cool with that.
But now I can't see my child. It's mad.
So my dad, when it happened to my dad, it was a situation where he don't like too much noise. When I said to mum, so what? For the whole time he wasn't around, what happened? She goes, every month, same time, same day, I got a letter in the post full of money.
There you go.
And then that was it. And then his whole thing was distance. Whenever you're ready, let me know. But here's the money. So I'm contributing every month without fail. Yeah. So I was like to him, do you know what? Something I go on. Like I never went hungry. Okay. Never went hungry. So I don't know. It's a very. I need to hear that Tyler the Creator album now though, because
it's. I'm not a big Tyler fan, so I don't know what you'd think about it. Like if I as someone who's not a Tyler fan, and there's elements of it that I like, maybe that might be the reason why you won't like it. Do you get what I'm saying? If if I turn around to you, if I'm like a person who don't listen to him like that, and I turn to you and I say to you, do you know what? I think this album is really good, and you're a fan of his, it might not be for you. Because if the last ones wasn't for me, but this one is for me,
then it times out, it might not be for me.
There you go. But I don't know, I can't say that because I do rate him though.
I do, but he is the Black Mirror of music, and I have no problem with saying like, because he is the Kanye as well, like they bring a different project or a different. But I have no problem in saying I haven't liked or loved the last things I've heard. Yeah. I haven't loved them.
Do you know what I do love? That he put the music out on a Monday. Don't pull it out on a Friday. Let me tell you something, yeah? Let's go back. Let's get back to putting music out on a Monday. Or somewhere in the week. I think, do you know what, in fact?
Go on.
I think that only certain types of albums should be released on a Friday. Not because of it's when they count this and that. It's just, this might be the one that sets the pace of the Friday immediately. Even though the album is there to be listened to for the whole year and you're going to find times to do all of that type of stuff, maybe Friday might be a good day to, like, so for example, Kate Trinada.
Yeah.
Friday's a great time for it.
Friday.
Yeah? Let me hear that on a Friday. But,
Friday.
you know what? Like, certain other rappers or artists or whatever, just drop that on a Monday. Get up, go to work, whatever. I can listen to it then. Can listen to it on the way back from work. I can gym. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's take it in throughout the week. Come the weekend, this might be the soundtrack to the weekend because, you know what I mean, we've had a nice steady pace here. Or it might just be the soundtrack to my week. But Fridays isn't suitable for every album, I don't think.
I like that talk. And do you know what? I've never looked at it from that perspective, but that is the damn truth, Chuckie.
That's one of the reasons why I think that the music industry is in the mud. This Friday thing. Everyone's having to just drop on a Friday. And everyone's feeling like they have to do something on a certain time to get counted for. Forget that.
It's all too strategic. I told you. Just like, for example, Vibba. Obviously, the new tape drops.
I need to tell you.
I spoke to Hcpod, everything. I went crazy. Okay. 12 o'clock, I'll see you.
Are we doing it, yeah?
Come on, I'm going to be on Chuckie show.
We got
someone else coming in as well.
Yeah. You're gone.
So, but yeah, I had to try and force it to make it happen.
Yeah, cool.
But my thing is, we're coming out on Tuesday. 5th of November. Why? Guy Fawkes. The last time we released a project, we done Guy Fawkes. We have Chuckie. Thank you very much for that again, Chuckie.
Come on.
Hosting the whole mixtape. And now we've said to ourselves 2 years later, boom, Guy Fawkes again. But this time it's called Guy Fawkes. We're releasing. Have a little plan. Make it personal. Because when you explain and you tell someone, they're like, oh, little thinking. Yeah. I'm telling you, particular ears, they like conversation like that.
Let me hear it as well.
What's that? The project?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you now.
Nice one.
Come on, no time like the present. That's why it's a gift.
It's a bit.
You want it as well, EA Sports?
Yes, please.
Come on.
No, I like a bit of it.
Oh, the project's crazy. I won't lie to you. I went crazy as well. I went crazy. Oh my God, how do I share this thing? I'm so old, fam.
Now it's time for Chuckie to say, yeah, let me get a guest list for the show.
Does that?
Guess this what show? Not my show.
Yeah.
What do you mean my show? I'm not doing a show.
Vibba.
I'm not doing a Vibba show.
No.
Not for now. Not for a while, bro. You can get on guest list. I won't even be there. I ain't got time, man. We've got to chill out and have a good time and be excited. Do you know what it is?
About to go and jump in this fucking traffic now.
Oh God, I got all my Uber.
I was going to,
So what happened?
I need to go and get a trim.
Would you reckon I should get train somewhere close? Nah, I don't really want to be around the world, you know. I don't mind sitting down in traffic.
But next week, definitely train. There might even be a Nandini's next week again.
Is it?
Yeah, why not?
Do you know what I like that? I like the little debrief.
Thanks for listening, everyone, yeah? Yeah.